people have seen finance as a good tool to be able to afford these maybe more highly costed vehicles. So the finance rate has grown to around 1 in 2 used car buyers buying finance from the point of sale, the car retailer that they're working with. So it's seen as actually a great tool to enable more people to get into a car.
Ian, thanks so much for joining me. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
So to come here on Ian King Live, we'll take a look at how global markets are performing so far this morning.
The pound has rallied, moderation, interest rates peaking.
I'm up at 6%.
The highest for 14 years.
Will that be the peak? Will it be a little bit lower?
Prices. It's closer to a potential crash.
So many words, so many meanings. But what do they mean for you and your finances? Stay up to date on Sky News.
Independent United Kingdom.
These last few years have seen some huge stories. And these stories have been driven by politics, by politicians, the people in power.
You must stay at home.
And it's my job to figure out how these decisions made by politicians impact all of us in our everyday lives.
This is the worst thing I've ever been through in my life.
People turn up here with their child stuff in a black sack and just say, I don't want to.
And that is what it is. It's first class poverty.
Is this an example of the welfare state failing?
We take you to the heart of the stories that shape our world.
These are stories that affect us all. Millions of children are now having to catch up. Some stories have changed all of our lives. Because like the residents, the staff are being infected. Politicians, they make decisions all of the time, and it's our job to hold them to account.
I wonder if you will take this opportunity to apologise to those families.
But in the end, the real power doesn't actually lie with the politicians. The real power lies with the people. I'm Nick Martin. I'm the People and Politics correspondent at Sky News.
Welcome back. Let's have a look at how the markets are doing. Firstly, in Asia, a soft end to the week, particularly for Hong Kong, down a couple of percent. It's been a negative week overall for Hong Kong and China after what was a ferocious rally over the back end of last year and the early part of this year due to China's reopening, just giving up a bit of those gains of late. The big story in and around the Bank of Japan, which we'll come to in just a moment on the currency front. But the Nikkei, as you can see, up a fraction, about 1/3% today. A soft end to the week appears to be on the cards for Europe, as well as you can see across the board declines for continental Europe. Germany in particular down 1%, in part because of a 10% decline for Adidas, who issued a profit warning last night, particularly related to some of their celebrity endorsements, one of which very controversial. The Yeezy brand, of course, tied to Kanye. The other less controversial, but it's not doing very well, some other celebrity endorsement packages that they have. Closer to home in the UK, the FTSE 100 is down about 0.4%. Of course, it's been trading near all-time highs of late and just giving up a little bit of ground today. Of note there, Standard Chartered down 5%, albeit still up about 5% on the week as a whole. It's been some takeover talk dominating the share price moves for Standard Chartered over the last week, and some of the hot air coming out today, but still up on the week as a whole. Turning to currencies, as I said, the focus on who might lead the Bank of Japan next. Kuroda due to step down in April, and Kazuo Ueda expected now to be named as the new head of the Bank of Japan. Initially, we did see the yen jump. It's now down about 1%. A lot of uncertainty is exactly what he'll stand for. It's a little bit of an unknown choice, but you can see sterling itself not doing too much today, 121 against the dollar. And a quick look at oil prices, up a couple of percent. Brent, though, remaining range bound in the mid-80s, 86, well below where it was at the highs of last year. Let's discuss all of this now with the Chief Investment Officer at Waverton Investment Management, Bill Dinning. Bill, very good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining me.
Morning.
Let's touch first of all just on the UK. FTSE 100, as we know, has been trading near record highs. We got the GDP data out this morning. Is that a big swing factor for the FTSE 100 or not really?
I don't think so, really, because the FTSE 100 is really more about sort of the global situation in terms of demand. You know, it's the big multinationals. About 2/3 of FTSE 100 earnings come from overseas. On the margin, though, the slightly better data in the UK is probably good for the FTSE 250, which had a terrible year last year. And I do think the UK's got some support as a market, just partly because sentiment remains extremely gloomy about the UK. So I think the UK, it outperformed last year and it might have another good year.
One factor, of course, that people look at for markets as a whole, including here, is what the sort of dividend yield of the index is like compared to where interest rates are. And is there some encouraging signs that the Bank of England, while perhaps won't be cutting rates anytime soon, might not have too many rate hikes left in it?
Well, I think that's right. And in fact, I think one of the things that's been interesting about the market in the last few months has been the market has been thinking that the Federal Reserve is also quite close to the end of its tightening cycle. And the market's been very confident that in the United States, the Fed would be cutting interest rates in the second half of the year. Here in the UK, for a long time, the market was expecting the Bank of England to get rates up to about 4.5% and then stay there. I think one of the things that's interesting at the moment is that actually that's shifted a little bit. So peak for the UK is more like 4.25%. And there is an expectation that the bank can probably cut rates in the second half of the year, whereas the confidence in how far the Fed can cut rates is waning a little bit. So I think on the margin, I think that's right. I think it probably is helpful for the UK. And if that has a knock-on to sterling, i.e. if UK interest rates aren't going up as much and might start coming down, that might be not supportive for sterling. But then for the economy, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
So let's touch on the US. It sounds like, therefore, you have a slightly more bearish view than perhaps where consensus is. And, of course, it comes off quite a strong rally for US markets in January.
Yeah, I think our concern about the US is really, what we were just saying. I think the Fed's been making it very clear they expect to keep interest rates potentially at a higher level for longer. And I think we sort of kind of think that's probably quite realistic, because the US economy at the moment is clearly quite robust, and domestic demand in the States does have an impact on US inflation. UK domestic demand's impact on UK inflation is less. So I think in the US there's concern about rates. And I think the other thing is the cycle is probably rolling over in the States. A lot of very reliable indicators of recessions in the United States are flashing red warning signals. So we think that the US economy could be weaker in the months ahead, but rates may have to stay higher because of the inflation backdrop. So that makes us a little bit cautious.
Let's touch on Asia and China in particular. Clearly had a ferocious rally at the back end of last year from low levels on the back of course, the reopening post-COVID, extended COVID lockdown story. Is that now priced in all the good news or not?
Probably not. I mean, obviously, as ever with China, it's a little bit difficult to sort of really read the signs of exactly what's happening. But I think that the two angles I would suggest that are probably got a long way to go yet is one, certainly if China does continue its sort of reopening and people are going back to work, then clearly industrial production will pick up. It will be good for domestic incomes. The other side of it is if the Chinese are travelling again, that's a really good thing for a number of countries in the Asia region. It's particularly good for a country like Thailand. And more broadly, it's quite good for sort of global tourism. So it can have a positive impact on the global economy. The only thing is if the US is particularly slowing, in the US in particular slowing down, whether what China's doing could be enough to offset that, I'm not so sure. But yes, the China reopening, I think, has further to go.
Bill, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Still to come here on Ian King Live. Could college and university sports become the next battleground in high-value sports rights? We'll discuss.
SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out.
He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world will adjust. And 2019,
forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
The coolest way to start your weekend.
Broadcasting live online. Turn it on. Turn it up.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
It's your man. Show them you got the coco set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK. London. We they call them London for who? For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
The best radio show.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I know your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and The Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio. This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome.
This is Starr Radio UK.
The coolest way to start your weekend.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
Love for you runs deep. All of you make my heart beat. You make a doubt they fade, Jesus, and that's what makes you great. You hold the world in your hands.
Well, he holds the world in his hands, and that is why we are still alive, well and kicking. What about that? And I'm saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. I want to welcome you to the Friday morning show. And as we say here on Starr Radio UK, your weekend starts from here. Today is the 10th day of February, the year 2023. Time now 10:39 from the heart of London. Hope that you enjoyed all the news that was coming to you from across the globe via the sky. But we're here now live in the studios where we're going to be bringing you everything that is happening from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. But I'm saying good morning to my team this morning, Mr. Olayomi, Mr. Dan Tabiri, and my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy. Good morning to you, gentlemen. And a special good morning to Felix all the way in Aberdeen and Kojo D. Good morning. Good morning to Anthony Adidaji. Ola Kunle, good morning to you. Pastor Momo, good morning. Bishop Adeshina, good morning. Aziz, good morning to you as well. Shamsuddin, Oladipupo, good morning. All of you makes my heart. And to our special envoy to Moscow, the one and only. You make a Josino. Good morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. Omobola G. Abdullahi, good morning. He says, good morning, Mr. Archie. God bless you. God bless you too, my brother. And to as many of you who have tuned in this morning, I salute you. As I say all the time, I know it costs you an arm and a leg to listen to us, especially those of you who listen to us from Africa, yet you do listen and you do view us live. We salute you. Without you, we will not be here. There will be no sense of us coming on earth. But you give us a purpose to be here, to share with you what is happening from across the globe. So once again, I say welcome, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages. Now to every one of you celebrating your birthdays today, the 10th day of February, I say happy birthday. Or if you're having a special celebrations, happy celebrations to you, whatever it might be. A lot of you mourning in these difficult times. Take an example of the people in Turkey and Syria, wherever the devastation that has happened there. Our thoughts are with you all, and we say, you know what? Keep on believing. If you are alive, and those of you who are still alive, though you've lost loved ones and family, live their lives for them. Yeah? Okay. Well, so I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update as well. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, known as Global Trotting. Then from there, exactly at 11 o'clock, we'll have Mr. Olayomi Koiki, who will be joining in to bring you updates from Nigeria. And I can tell you, there's lots happening. Tensions in Delta community as gunmen ambush Nigeria army troops and kills 4 soldiers. You are okay, Omo Bolaji says that his friend Bruno in Cameroon is greeting you as well. Oh, Bruno, good morning to you, and thank you very much for joining us as well. We love you to bits. Thank you. Well, so there's going to be more coming your way from Nigeria when we have Olayomi Koiki on at 11 o'clock. Then after that, we'll continue with the discussions, looking at all the stories making the rounds across the globe. As I say, from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar, if it's making the headlines, we're going to be touching on that. At 12 o'clock, the lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussions. And at 12:30 to bring the first part of the program to a close. And then we'll be bringing you the career, my apologies, money hour. So, in a nutshell, that's what's going to be happening today. Of course, the program will not be void of music. I make sure that I select some music to bring your way to cushion whatever thing that we are going through. Okay, let's crack on. So the quote of the day says, don't be isolated in your thinking. Don't be isolated in your thinking. You know, there is the Bibles talk about the wisest man at the time, known as Solomon, who became a king. But you know, upon all his wisdom, he still had some wise men or advisors around him. So at time I asked myself the question, somebody who is wise, did he need anybody around him? Yes, he needed. Because you look at things, maybe today you're not judging right. Somebody else might look at it and say, you know what, look at that, and then you will pick from that. Yeah, that is being wise. All right then. I hope our leaders are listening to it, you know. All right then, let's move on straight to the weather front. Let me tell you what is happening on the weather front today and what is going to happen over the weekend here in London and the southeast of England. You can share with us what is happening in your area. Bruno, what is the weather like in Cameroon today? Well, this afternoon will be dry with plenty of winter sunshine. Cloud will gradually build from the northwest by the evening, but it will remain dry. And tonight we'll see more in the way of cloud with only a few clear spells developing at times. It will stay dry throughout a milder night with light winds expected as well. Temperature is going to be 9 degrees. The lowest is going to be 6. UV level is going to be moderate pollution low. Sunset 17:06 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 07:25. But when it comes to tomorrow, it's expected to be largely cloudy and dry with only occasional bright spells breaking through around the middle of the day. It will be a milder day as well. The temperature is going to be 11 degrees. The lowest is going to be 3. Then come Sunday, we're going to be seeing a mist coming in. Sunday may see some patchy mist and fog early on in places. It will then be a calm and settled day with areas of variable cloud interspersed with bright spells. Yeah, so that is how the weekend weather is going to be for you. So if you have planned any activity or anything of the sort, some way, somehow, a good one there. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the weather forecast, and we're going to be taking a quick commercial break, and I'll bring you the travel update. Stay tuned, and don't you go away.
I worship you. Heaven and earth cry out your.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads, and as we promise you, we'll help you navigate your way through the day. So what is your travels like here in London or in the UK? Let me tell you about that, but share with us what is happening in your area. We'd love to know, and we'll share with our worldwide listeners. What about that? If the Abuja highway has got some heavy traffic there, share it with us. Maybe if you're in Florida and there is some traffic at dawn, now share it with us. I'll be able to share. Or you are in Paris at this time and one of the major roads has got that. What about that? Share it with us. Alright then, so on the underground this morning, good service throughout. London Tramway has got problems, and that's where we talked about last Wednesday. From Wednesday the 8th to Sunday the 19th, no service between Therapia Lane and Wimbledon. The replacement bus services are operating, so check before you embark on that journey. Now, London Overground good service at DLR good service there. Now, moving on straight to the major roads in London, A10, A4, A41, Central London Red routes have all got closures. Now, A13, A23, and Blackwall Tunnel have all got serious delays. So, if you can avoid it, do your best to avoid that. But keep your eyes on the roads, as we keep you navigated. I promise I'll born the Starr Radio travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:40, and it's now 10:49. Let's go on. Now, on the river bus this morning, good service throughout. London Cable Car, good service there as well. So the final segment of the travel update, that's in the National Rail. On the National Rail, Avanti West Coast has got minor delays, cross country, minor delays, East Midlands Railways, minor delays, Great Northern Railway, minor delays, Great North Western Railway, Greater Anglia and Southwestern Railway have all got minor delays. But on the side, all the others have got good service. And that's how we say all the time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Okay, welcome back to the program, and let me say good morning to Raskin Bobo there as well. I hope you are doing very well, Raskin. Now, okay, let's move on to what is happening across the globe, known as Global Trotting at 10:51. All right then. Yes. So what is happening from across the globe when it comes to the Nigeria? Some of the stories that we're going to be talking about: tensions in Delta's community as gunmen ambush Nigerian army troops and kill 4 soldiers. And the PDP has brought us shame. The party national chairman Ayu Gupse during Atiko's Kano presidential rally. He wanted to say APC has brought us shame, but he said PDP. All right then. Okay, and then Obi campaigns in FCT promises a new Nigeria. Also, the federal government has announced that universities be shut. Okay. So Naira Swap, federal government says it will obey Supreme Court ruling suspending CBN February 10 deadline. So, well, hey, let's go spend the old one for some time. And then Buhari tells Sultan of Sokoto why I'm supporting Tinubu to take over from me. Really? Because he supported you to win the election or come to power, so you have to support him. Well, one good turn deserves another, isn't it? John, good morning to you, John. I hope you are doing very, very well. Obasanjo faults Buhari appointment of former IGPs as PSC chairman. And then some other stories. Edo government disowns El Rufai after APC governs protesting Naira Swap policy, and Supreme Court Lawan exploited loophole in the Electoral Act. That is what Shaware is also saying. And a lot more going to be coming away from there once we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki on. Like 3 other governors, Akeredolu drags Nigeria government to court over Naira withdrawal limits. Those are some of the stories making the more going to be coming away from Nigeria once we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Amechi helped Mandela told me releasing Nnamdi Kanu bring peace in Southeast. That is what Buhari is saying. Well, so we'll be bringing you more on that front. Is it going to do that? Is it going to go out with a bang? So yeah, boom, let's release him. Well, what can they do to him? After all, his party is not his party is in power, but he'll be going out. And maybe he goes out with a bang. Okay, but we'll see what is going to happen on that front. Well. But the struggle continues. Starr Radio UK. Ramaphosa declares state of disaster over electricity crisis, which seemed to be bringing out the brow in Parliament, where people started to demonstrate and do all sorts. And Burkina, Guinea, Mali, a new axis on the continent. Now, top diplomats from the 3 West African countries ruled by military authorities following a coup, namely Mali, Guinea, and Burkina Faso, met on Thursday. Well, they formed their own confederation. So if you don't want us to be part of you, we also form our own. What will you do if we are able to garner forces and put our measures and stuff in place? Well, and make sure there are people. I don't mind whether it is military or it is what do you call it, civilian democracy or whatever. So far as you are taking care of your people, that's what matters. That's what the name we can look at what is happening in some African countries where leadership, they'll say, oh, these are the rules, but they don't adhere to the rules. They say it's democracy, they don't adhere to that same democracy. So how do we go on there? Well, it is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. We'll be looking more into that. Well, Ghanaian player Christian Achu still missing as agent issues update after Turkey earthquake. Now, we're still praying for them. There have been some recoveries, or some people who have been recovered from there. We'll be bringing you more on that front. The president should apologize to Ghanaians over economic crisis, says Kweku Sintim Misa. KSM, that's what he's saying. Well, what do you think about that? Okay, he's a renowned journalist as well, before he became a comedian as well. Okay. Now, one other story. Now, COVID-19 report. Withdraw unconstitutional letter to Auditor General, NDC to the Attorney General. What do you think exactly is going on there? It is All Starr Radio UK. In the UK, UK not out of the woods as it avoids recession. That's what the Chancellor of the Exchequer is saying. The economy saw zero growth in the final 3 months of 2022, but strike action took a toll in December. Well. Disappointment and despair as aid trickles into northern Syria is some of the stories. We know that Syria, you cannot get, some foreign countries are not allowed to go in there. But with what is happening, is Syrian government just going to release the knob and just say, everybody just flow in, come and give us the help that we need? Or because Adelaide and those particular areas are areas where maybe they've conquered or they are trouble zones, therefore they'll just leave them in their quake to suffer? What do you think? But frustration as aid trickles into quake hit northern Syria. A doctor in northern Syria says the medical supplies are not enough for even 20% of the people there who need it. And if that is what is happening, then what is going to happen? Well, newborn and mother saved after 4 days in rubble. That's some hope there. Now, Macron mauls stripping Putin of France's top honor. What does he even care? The Russian president was given the Legion d'Honneur in 2006 by the then president Jacques Chirac. Well, they thought that they were going to woo him to their side, but it looks like this man had got his own mind and decided to do whatever he wanted to do. 10:57 at time, SpaceX tests the most powerful ever rocket system. The Elon Musk company ignites 31 engines at the base of its huge new rocket system, Starship. And a U.S. congresswoman throws hot coffee at Lyft attacker. A suspect is arrested after allegedly punching Minnesota Democrat Angie Craig in an elevator. And then she poured hot coffee in the face of the person. Well, self-defense, of course. You want to be punching people and doing all that stuff. But it is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Rap, I behave professionally at all times. The Justice Secretary and Deputy Prime Minister defends his conduct amid allegation of bullying. And Labour easily holds West Lancashire in by-election. The party's candidate Ashley Dalton is elected on a 10.5% swing from the Conservatives. So if election is called today, what is going to happen? Now, strings of cars stripped of parts in city centre. 9 cars were targeted in the Beth area of Birmingham in January alone. Do I want to talk about that? I know KB Bossman can tell you more about what happened to his car. Now, what do you think? Okay, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Lots more going to be coming your way from there. So, but for now, let's enjoy this music from the Joyful Way Incorporated. And it is a song, I don't know, I've not heard it before. I just chanced on it, but it says, Ingopi, okay, Inguko Fila. Okay, enjoy it. It's a gospel song, so somewhere, somehow, music. It will be afternoon in South Africa, Cape Town to be specific. Mr. Ebenezer Hammer, Chantel, and all you guys in that office there. I say massive good afternoon to you, and I hope your day is going very, very well. Playing something from South Africa. Well, we're giving praise and thanks to the Almighty God who has given us the opportunity to live life to the fullest. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 3 minutes past the top of the hour, we shall have Miss Olayomi joining in pretty soon. So wherever you are, don't you go away, continue to enjoy the music as we wait for Miss Olayomi Koike.
Bye.
to be, speak some of the, it is, I don't know how they call it even, you know. But music, it's a universal language, So somewhere, somehow, it resonates with you when you are able to either hum it or lala it, as my apostle would say. He sings a song and he says that, well, if you don't know it, lala it. But wherever you are, yes, whatever God has said about you, in a nutshell, that's what it's saying will come to pass. But you got to work on it. You got to work on your opportunity. You got to prepare yourself for that opportunity before it lands on your doors. Before you be taken unawares and you do say that, so I wanted to have that freedom, but now I don't know what to do with it. I mean, that don't be said of you. It's all Starr Radio UK. The Friday edition of the morning show.
Archie on Starr.
music be the food of love, then play it on. What about that?
Best music.
So that's all we're saying.
While the others keep on talking, we keep on rocking.
All right, then, Starr Radio UK, 8 minutes past the top of the hour. We're going to take a break, and I know that once we come back, we should have Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining in. But wherever you are, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. And I want to say once again, thank you very much to each and every one of you who's tuned in this morning to listen to us, to view us. Now, our listeners and our viewers, we salute each and every one of you. But let's take this commercial break. We come back, we'll have Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been
that?
told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of digging
Darkness.
the hole of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Listeners, just bear with us. Once again, there's been some connectivity issues in us reaching the North Studio, so just bear with us. We're doing our best to. The technical team is doing its best to do the connection. So just enjoy this music whilst I try to get Mr. Olayomi Koike and the technical team working on it. Thank you very much. Yomi, thank you very much for your patience and my sincere apologies. There seem to be some technical issues going on, but as I said, the technical team is working assiduously on it, and we'll try to do our best. And therefore, this morning you will not be seeing Mr. Olayomi Koiki's first. Yes, his beautiful face. You'll not be seeing it, but we'll be hearing his voice. It will be a voiceover from his side, and we'll continue. But the technical team will be working whilst we are still on it. As and when we have him on, we'll go to him. But Yomi, massive good morning to you.
I'm struggling to hear you. It seems the audio is a bit low. Maybe you want to...
Okay, can you hear me now? Is it much better?
Still a little bit low, but we struggle.
Okay. Just hold on for a minute. Let's hang up and then let's call back again.
To hear you.
Yeah, let's call back again. All right. Listen to Starr Radio UK. Yes, at times these difficulties do happen, but just bear with us while the technical team try to sort it out. Okay, listen to Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's see whether Yomi can hear us. Hello, Yomi.
Yeah, I can hear you. Very good morning.
Okay, good morning. All right then, good. All right then. Yes, apologies, listeners, for that. What is happening when it comes to the connectivity? But as I said earlier on, we are still working on it. As and when we get it, we'll go back to Yomi and we see his beautiful face there. Yes. So, how are you and how is the family as well?
Well, we're doing very well. The family is good. We give thanks as usual. We're grateful. When you're alive, there's a lot to be grateful, and which is the most important thing. And I say good morning, good afternoon to all our listeners and viewers from around the globe, and welcome to Starr Radio UK. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Yes.
Okay, I mean, I know we spent much of our time trying to do all the connections, but we'll still go on because we are here to deliver 2 or 4 hour highly cherished listeners. Now, first of all, let's come straight to one thing that we've been talking about since I think last week thereabout, pertaining to the university students as to whether they were going to be allowed to come home so that they can get themselves their PVCs and then get themselves their what do you call it to be able to vote as well, and that has been granted. What update do you have on that, please?
Yes, yesterday, after the long-awaited, whether the university would go into a bit of break, while the election is being planned. And yes, you're quite right. The federal government has vowed to pressure, and they've eventually now allowed the university to be shut down completely, until after the election. Which is going to be the governorship election we're talking about. So yesterday, the news filtered through, and as the students will be making their way back in time to get to different, because most people have registered in different states. Mm-hmm. So if you're not, then you definitely make your way back, as quickly as possible into the state of where your PVC was registered. So I can confirm that yes, the students will be making their way back, and that is exactly the news coming out. Quite a lot of people are also happy about that, and the reason for that is let's look at what the some of the headline that came out of it this morning. We have as an example the Bell University Already even INEC is wary about university nominant and ex-convict partisan lecturer as collation returning officer. That's a different thing entirely. But if we go to, where the students will be making their way back this morning, according to the VC, ASU have disagreed, as federal government shut university. So again, the Academic Staff Union of University has condemned the directive of the National University Commissions to the Committee of the Vice Chancellors of Nigeria University that universities should be shut to enable students to participate in this forthcoming election. But the NUC gave a directive in a letter on Tuesday addressed to the Vice Chancellors of all universities and directors of the inter-university centers. The commission noted that the directive was based on instruction from Adamu, the education minister. The letter partly read, as the Vice Chancellor of all universities and the directors and the chief executives of inter-university centers, we are quite aware that the 2023 general elections have been scheduled to hold on Saturday. Why the long term? Today is still the 10th day. So if you calculate the 25th from now, we're talking about almost 15 days before the election. And, what could be the warrant, that is given that 15 days? Could it be maybe just for them to be also able, to settle down or what? But again, it seems some of the universities are also not pleased that this is coming up at this particular time. So as a request, the Vice Chancellor and the Chief Executive of the inter-university centers are requested by the circular to close their respective institution from yesterday, just after we left the program, up to the 14th. That means almost, we're talking about almost a month plus that the university will be shut.
Now, so why is ASU angry? Why are they angry about everything that is going on? Because people have to go, the students have to go in, they've registered, they need to go in to go and vote and do whatever things. But now ASU is upset. Meanwhile, ASU, whilst they were on strike and the students were begging that they needed to come to back and so that the lectures and lecturing can go on, they were adamant they didn't want to do it. So why now?
Well, they were adamant because they were not getting paid. So that is a different thing entirely. So this time around, they believe that, the student last year spent less than almost 4 months in the university. They were actually out of university and its tertiary institution for almost 8 months. So we are now saying that the situation is that the ASU believe that the federal government maybe should not have given, even if they're going to be closing, remember it's a Saturday, maybe that could have been done some few more days before the election. But why now, in terms of almost 15 days? We do know that I was looking at the statistics from, the social media. There's about almost 76 million Nigerian youth under 46 years old. And that means the participation, is quite very, very important, and that is why the belief is that maybe they can get, as quickly as possible, back to their different areas of life, and then they can be able to do so. I'm also getting, images. We're going to be talking about that, right inside the presidential villa, all smiles from the, from President Muhammadu Buhari, the former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. We can also say, there is also Abdusalam Abubakar, and there's also Gowon. And I believe that they currently presiding over the Council of State meeting in the council chambers of the president. The meeting will primarily focus on the issues affecting the country, such as the petrol, the naira scarcity, the insecurity, and others. But as much as you cannot be able to see the images, but those that are watching us from the sister broadcast will be able to see that. But these are the former previous leaders that have also been part of ASU Rock for a very long time, and it's all smiles. You can see it looks like Jonathan has put on more weight. I come back again to you,
Well, is Jonathan chopping some money like Mrs. Buhari? Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The technical team are working on the system. We might get Miss Olayomi's image pretty soon, but just bear with us whilst the technical update still goes on there. But it is Starr Radio UK. Now, let's talk about the PVC collection. Now, I bet there was a date that was set for the final collection of the PVCs, right?
Yes.
So can the student, I mean, because looking at the way it's been difficult, and there are some areas that the INEC offices have been burnt down and stuff like that, do you think releasing the students now, how many days, 15 days before the election, or call it 14 days before election, anything can be done about that?
Well, I'm not sure much can be done, because the Nigerian national election even extended the PVC coalition for about a week. And that, I mean, this was around January when that was done. So I'm not sure that is enough time. I mean, the deadline has already passed anyway. So we're talking about, the 5th of February, which is just about 5 days ago. So that means anyone that has not yet collected their PVC might not be able to do so in time before the election. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, that extended the ongoing collation of the permanent voters card nationwide up to the 5th of February, and today is the 10th. That means that maybe PVC might not be matter. More ATM needs to work to get money out of the machine. And as of today, there's still a lot of inconsequential around whether the deadline is done or is not done yet, as confusion deepens as the CBN. So even the student that might wants to come back home might not have the money from their bank because of the confusion that is going on. So they're probably still stuck as some people have the money, but they can't withdraw, and those that doesn't even have, there's a lot of pressure. And as of today, we've been talking about it, is the last day. It seems that there's also confusion as there's a court case that is currently going on. It's not going to be heard until the 15th of February, and that literally means that the court has fixed 15th of February to entertain the case. However, the Attorney General of the Federation, or Minister Justice Abubakar Malami, SAN, in response to the suit later yesterday, among other things, say the Supreme Court lacked the jurisdiction on the matter. So a lot of Nigerians are thrown into confusion this morning whether or not money that they have can be used, even though Kaduna State Governor was saying that can be used, but that is different from what the federal government is saying. So there's a lot of confusion. The PVC cannot be collected anymore. The deadline has passed, or maybe they just want the student to be far out of the vicinity that they are not comfortable with, because in as much as a lot of people schooled outside their domain, that means that you're not voting there, and in case the crisis starts, then they should be at the right place. As the Biafra are saying that is a good thing, and at least they'll be sitting at home when they get to the Biafra land.
Listeners, just bear with us. I think the technical team are saying that they've got a connection. So let's see whether Yomi can pick up. But whilst we are doing that, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:30, and I think we are having images coming through. Yes, we have images coming through from the North Studios, so we can now cross over to that side, where now we can see Mr. Olayomi Koiki on now. So let's see whether we can hear Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Yomi.
Yes, I can hear you. I hope you can hear me back.
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you very, very much, listeners. We thank you for your patience, as we did say earlier on. Technical issues do happen. All right then. Now, so let's move on straight to the Supreme Court ruling that the AG is saying that they have no jurisdiction to rule on that, because today is supposed to be the final day. Nigerians, especially bank customers, were gripped with confusion and uncertainty over whether today's deadline by the Central Bank of Nigeria for the phasing out of the old Naira note still remains, or it has been suspended. But some information that I got earlier on, let me bring that your way. Just bear with me once I go straight to that. That says that okay, the Fed. Okay, my apologies. I'm trying to get that quickly so that we can just link it all up nicely. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's eluded me. But it was like the federal government was now saying that they are going to adhere to the ruling of the Supreme Court. Now, Yomi.
There is information that I picked up. It's just that the problem in Nigeria is this is where the federal government information portal needs to be working, especially with the confusion in line. I mean, I already picked this on the Twitter from Femi Fanikaude, who is also one of the APC that is excited that the federal government have eventually bowed to the pressure by allowing the extension of the use of the old Naira note, which means that today you can still be able to use it, even though out there in the public, I mean, most of them are not on the Twitter, they are not on the social media, so we might be able to know these, but those on the ground in the rural area are probably not even aware whether the deadline has been done or not, or whether the deadline is still in continuation as well. But yes, I can confirm that from Femi Fanikaude, also a member of the APC strong team, that says that the federal government has bowed to the will of the Supreme Court and declared that the old Naira notes remain a legal tender unless and until the court says otherwise. But when you go and look at the papers that were printed out today, which will be in circulation in Nigeria, none of them have got such a news until they probably have to now quickly update from their social media. But the question is, with a lot of Nigerians that use a kind of phone that we call Tonosobe, which is the old Nokia 3310. Most of them will probably not even be aware. And even if they have to listen to the local radio, there's no electricity to follow those radio. And even if those radio have to be run on battery, they haven't got the money to buy the battery in the first place. So there's a lot of tension on the ground. But yes, it's just a mixed bag of information coming out of Nigeria, because the headline that we have, that was printed, even those headlines have not yet been updated on the social media website of some of these news portals back home. And that is where it becomes confusion, as Fela will say, confusion is all over the place.
Well, confusion is all over the place, but not in Starr Radio UK. We are bringing you everything that you need to know. Aziz Bedasarik says, good morning, brother Kwaiki, and good morning to you, Miss Archie, with the other team, every one of the team. And we also say good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for your patience as well when we're having that technical team. I sincerely apologize for that. But now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, it seems as they're discussing the new Naira note, the compliance, the Supreme Court. The lawyer to Nnamdi Kanu is also saying federal government should also comply with the order releasing Kanu, according to the lawyers. So, the leader of the indigenous people has been, after the rendition, the kidnapping back into the country, even though the court has subjected that, he is acquitted and discharged, but the federal government is still adamant to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. His health is becoming a little bit worried for his list, his followers, and his lawyers have been talking about this for some time. There was a report that was coming from the lawyer yesterday as well. We'll see if we can bring that up in just about a few minutes as well. But what we can say, according to the lawyer, says that if Nnamdi Kanu can also be looked into, and it goes like this: Aloy Ejimako, the special counsel to the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has said those asking the federal government to comply with the Supreme Court judgment extending the deadline of the old Naira note should also ask it to comply with the court ruling that released Nnamdi Kanu. He actually posted this on his Twitter handle this morning, adding that all the judgments are equal. Ejimako wrote, those asking the federal government to obey the Supreme Court judgment extending the old Naira note should be doing the same thing as well. And again, we do know that the appeal sitting in Abuja quashed all the 15-count terrorism charge preferred against the detained leader by the federal government. So the question then is, this is just a government of nepotism, a government that doesn't have concern for rule of law. And in a society where there is no rule of law, there will be chaos and there will be anarchy. And that is why those that are campaigning for the right to, just as we know that the same thing was applied to Dr. Oloye Sunday Igboho, that was meant to have been even paid by the federal government, but the federal government refused to do so. And this is also bringing a lot of anger to average person as well. So we're going to go straight back into some of the other headline briefly because of the time spent already. As we said earlier, we'll see if we can get that image of the the vice president, the previous leaders that are in attendance as well. President Muhammadu Buhari has also, says that, he's already preparing his exit out of the country. Out of being the president, rather. So what we can say is, apart from Gowon Jonathan Obasanjo, all attending a state of the council meeting. So I will be bringing that up in just about a few minutes, for the benefit of those that are watching us this morning. Once again, the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, is currently sharing the Council of State meeting holding at the Council Chamber at the State House in Abuja. The first in 2023, the meeting comes 14 days before the presidential election amid the twine crisis facing the economy, the fuel scarcity, the cash crunch occasioned by the central bank, and the Naira redesign as well. So we're gonna bring those image up, for those, and like I said, it seems that all is going well in Aso Rock, as more Nigerians are asking, where is the government to come and hate them with so many things that they are facing presently. And yes, the engineer have got that, and right there is the images coming from Aso Rock as we speak right now. So right there's the president, wearing almost the same white that I'm putting on. It's a Friday, and likewise, that's Gowon Abdusalam Abubakar. He was part of those that created the military decree 1999 constitution that a lot of people talked about, and the former president Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and right there as well is also Gowon as well in that particular meeting. So what do they normally discuss? But former President Olusegun Obasanjo is joining the IBRA meeting virtually as the only, but about 14 governors are also present, both physically and virtually, with some represented by their deputies. Also present are the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, the Attorney General of the Federation. This kind of a session comes up all the time. It was happening also during the time of Jonathan and the rest as well. But what is the gain of it, especially that the 14 days coming, is a lot of pressure for Nigeria and Nigerian as a whole. We also know that violence, we will defend ourselves. Kano APC is promising that as well. And also, we can also confirm that Kano government files sues federal government over the Naira redesign policy is also. We also, some of the other headline that we have briefly, because of the time this morning. Once again, this is Starr Radio UK. Only your prayers can save Nigeria, Obi tells Adeboye and Oyedepo and the PFN. A lot of Nigerians say that it seems that we rely too much on prayer, whether those will solve a lot of our problems. But some say that we still need a prayer, because it seems that the demon that is running Nigeria needs to be either pray over so that things can become much better. But let's hear what this conversation is all about this morning. Peter Obi, the presidential standard bearer on the platform of the Labour Party, has called on the church to pray for the emergency of a president that will use public funds for public good. Mr. Obi stated this at the 17th Biennial Conference of the Pentecost Fellowship Church, PFN, holding in Yenagua, featuring Enoch Adeboye, David Oyedepo, David Ibiyomi, Mike Okonwo, Felix Omobudi, and the PFN president Francis Wale. Okay, these are top gun churches in Nigeria. Some of them have got branches all over the world, and they have strong followership. He said Nigeria had gone through a lot, and the prayers of the church had kept the country together. I'm not sure everybody agrees to that view. I want to ask for your prayer for Nigeria as we gather here. I will ask for your prayer point. My prayer point as we go for the election, may God Almighty ensure that Nigeria elects somebody with character, somebody who is competent, somebody who will respect our religious right. Mr. Obi appeal. Mr. Presidential candidate says, may God continue to touch the politician so that we use public money for the public good. I do not think without prayers, Nigeria will be where it is today. Nigeria has gone through what no country has gone through and is still standing. Well, I'm not sure whether it's going to stand until the election because of this so many insecurity that is happening. I'm going to go move straight to the social media as well. Let's see what is trending on the social media this morning. Let's see some of the comment coming under the what is going on. I hardly see OBJ at the end of this meeting. We do know that OBJ, the former president as well, is joining that meeting virtually, according to the report. I think this is according to ESME, I think this is the first Council of the State meeting since 2019. Somebody said, my own be say, make una give us OB. General Kubu Gowon looking very good. How old is he again? Somebody's asking. And, it seems that, if you're the ex-president of the country, you are meant to be taken care of. First and second frame, blue cap, nigger. That is coming from somebody as well there. So let's take a look at, some of the other things trending on the social media this morning. David Odonya is trending, and I believe it's because there's a spark going on between two artists, Shehu Kuti and Peter Okoye, I believe P-Square, and this is bringing a lot of banter back to forth in there as well. Ashake is trending as well. Jakba means people that are planning to travel out of Nigeria, as a lot of Nigerians were applying for their passport. Whether they're getting visa is a different thing entirely, but we do know that a lot of them are getting their passport to Jakba yesterday. Also, a picture here put by Simon Ekpa. This is Nigerian security in Anambra State. The security has been finalized. Where in the world will you see security agent with a long machete to use to butcher innocent people like animals? And again, as Nigerians have been asked, let's play this 30 seconds clip that I was preparing before we were having a bit of more technical issues. So this individual was asked, his views about Nigeria, and he says, even if you dash me Nigerian president, I would decline it. Why? Because Nigeria isn't workable. Every tribe should live in their own pace and develop it. Let's hear what he has to say.
Understand the fellow Hausa, they do their things on their own way, on their own rule and cousin, on their own way, on their own way of life. There's been some different types of way of life now. Yoruba people, they do their own based on their own culture. Everybody will just do their own. They don't want to do anything, they think to let. Not be saying by fighting, by fishing for. Just do and everybody do your own, so that outside people go they repair their own side. People go they repair their own side. But if you make one person just stand, they say want to repair the whole country. And I say as best when sort when not possible.
Well, if somebody wants to repair that country, it's not possible. But Peter Obi believes that with prayer, we can have a lot of things sorted out, where we pray for our politicians to make use of the public fund. And as we speak this morning, Yaya Bello's wife, the Kogi State governor, is under the searchlight of the EFCC. She's no longer in the country, but she's been asked to come and report herself, to the EFCC for a fraud allegation of a tune of 3 billion naira.
Well, listeners, Starr Radio UK, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, in London, not London studios, bringing you updates from Nigeria. And we know we are pressed with time, but we'll just touch on a couple of stories there, and then we will. Now, first of all, let's talk about the insecurity. Now, tensions in the Delta community as gunmen ambush Nigeria army troops and kill 4 of them. Now, this means that the military or the security agencies are going to now try to clamp down on them. But before you say so, now as this Brother Eric says that Aquarius month, woto go happen. So so he's predicting what is going to happen this Aquarius month. But yes, Yomi, over to you.
Well, anywhere military gets attacked, the rest assured that they will go back, even if they are not asked to do, and they will retaliate. As we do know that in the southeast part of Nigeria, it has been a lot of tension between the southeast and the military. The military has also committed a lot of atrocity there, but there's also a reprisal back, by individuals that are well connected with the politicians. We keep saying, a lot of people keep thinking it's got to do with the Biafra. I have record of it. Maybe on Monday we prepare it. The Imo State governor said it, that some of the most atrocity, the INEC burning in that particular state, is done by the opposition. And it is not just happening alone in the southeast. Let me bring you closer to home. A soldier stabbed Lagos trader to death over 100 naira. I mean, these are part of the atrocity that is going on in Nigeria. Also, soldier, according to the report, destroyed what they called IPOP shrine and anti-poll poster, according to the Nigerian security. So we will see a lot of pressure before the end of this month. Tanker crash exploded on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is the news coming as well. A tanker has exploded in flames following a crash in Ogun State area of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway between Fidiwo Bridge and Foursquare, causing traffic. The unregistered tanker reportedly exploded at about 7:30 a.m. this morning. The Ogun State Federal Road Safety Corps spokesman Florence Okwa confirmed the incident, adding that 3 persons were involved in the accident, but no death or injury was recorded. Starr Radio UK, it is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. So what we're expecting in the next 15 days is going to be a lot of tension. And we, as the Biafras are saying that to avoid tension between their citizen and the state and them that want their right to self-determination, dates have been set aside. The Yorubas have not come out with anything yet, but what we have been told is we should be preparing for a massive turnout that is going to be coming out anytime soon as well.
Well, let's Starr Radio UK. Now, I know that the president has made them form a transition body, so that means that it looks like the election is automatically going to take place if a transition body has been formed. So eventually, it's putting everything together.
Can easily be said, but we wouldn't know whether the transition body is just to prepare the minds of Nigerians. But it is a good thing. I mean, that shows that the president himself, is getting himself ready, to leave the office as quickly as possible and hand over. But all this will be subject to if the whole process goes smoothly. I mean, we're talking about the next 15 days that makes either Nigeria will remain or we also bring Nigeria into the beam light of the international media that have not literally been talking. I mean, we have been talking about this issue for a very long time, but all of the medias outside would definitely have to come true, because if those that are asking for their right refuse, to go and vote, and there are also going to be confrontation between them and the military, then there will be a lot to report in the next 15 days. So it is a great thing that the president is putting this transition in place quickly, but that still doesn't guarantee that it will give us, the final part of Nigeria as we speak.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, updates from Nigeria. I know that our time is fast spent, and once again we apologize sincerely for what happened earlier on the technical difficulties. But Olakunle says there is never good news coming out of Nigeria. Too sad. And it goes on to say, good morning, White Lion and Mr. Archie. Much love and respect to everyone, and much love to you as well, Olakunle. We hope you are doing very, very well as well. So, Yomi, before we run up the conversation, 15 days to the time and everything, what do you think?
Well, as we go again for the weekend, let's just be security conscious, which is the most important thing. We cannot be security conscious enough. Even here in UK, things just happen as well. I was picking up a story. A young Nigerian studying in Glasgow was, walking on the street, and there was a accident that eventually she died on the spot. She is not living in Nigeria. She lives miles away in a country where, as rule of law, the driver has been bailed, but inquiry continue. But these are kind of situations that can happen. So once again, as we leave you, make sure you stay tuned with us over the weekend for so many other programs. I will be back again on Monday morning for when we join you for the news from Nigeria.
Yomi, let me say thank you very much for another wonderful update.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that has been Mr. Olayomi Koike in our North London studios. And once again, I apologize sincerely for the earlier technical issue that was going on, but it was resolved. The technical team worked very well. Let me say thank you once again to Mr. Francis Guy. All right, then. I'm going to bring you some music, and then after that, we'll continue to look at some of the other stories making the rounds. The lines will be open at 12 o'clock, and then at 12:30, we'll bring the first part of the program to a close, and then I can bring you what? The Money Hour. So wherever you are, stay tuned. Don't you go away. This is from Mika Paris, and it says, a change is gonna come. I know Nigerians are looking for change. The reverse, the Igbos, even the Northerners, everyone is looking for a change. But what change? Is it a good change or a bad change? What about that? You might answer it for yourself, but enjoy this tune, and I'll be with you.
online, on mobile, and soon on DAB. This is Starr Radio UK, the leading Afro-Caribbean radio station in London. This is Starr Radio. This is Starr Radio UK.
Change gon' come. Oh yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's out there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh yes, it will. I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. There've been times that I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able to.
Well, change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. Some way, somehow it does. The change is gonna come.
Yes, it will.
So keep on keeping on. Don't give up. Don't give up. As I say all the time, once you have life, there is hope for you.
But I'm afraid to die.
A cover version of
'Cause I don't know what's out there.
Sam Cooke's song. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come.
A long time coming.
And it is Starr Radio UK on the Friday edition of the morning show. 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Whilst you're enjoying the music, let me announce the lines. 0208-133-2257 or 58. 0208-133-2257 or 58. Now, if you happen to be in the US, Canada, or the Caribbean area, you can call us at 001-718-303-2737. 001-718-303-2737. Text or WhatsApp at 0753-966-1744. And also, you can tweet at us. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK. Email address is info@starradiouk.com. Also, you can Skype at us and I'll be able to pick it up as well.
My brother.
It is Starr Radio UK. Change is gonna come.
And I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. There've been times that I thought.
This is Starr Radio. This is Starr Radio UK.
But now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh yes it will. Yes it will.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from Sendwave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to exactement. That is 12 o'clock. Yes. So now let's move on to some of the other stories now. 15 days more for the Nigerian election. The question is, would it hold or not? And that's the question on the lips of most people that we have been talking to today. I don't know what you think there, but we would love to know your thoughts about that. But let's move on straight to the African front and let's look at some of the stories making the round. Now, Burkina, Guinea, Mali, a new axis on the continent. Well. The diplomats from the three West African countries ruled by military authorities following a coup, namely Mali, Guinea, and Burkina Faso, met on Thursday. In Ouagadougou, the Burkina Faso government announced. The meeting comes a few weeks after Burkina Faso Prime Minister, in a visit to neighboring Mali on early February, suggested the two countries form a federation to boost their economic clout. Now, after their working session, Abdoulaye Diop of Mali, Morisanda Kiyate of Guinea, and Olivia Ruamba from Burkina are expected to address the press, according to Burkina Faso Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Now, this is the first time I have arrived in Burkina Faso since the struggle of the Burkina Faso that led to a rectification to be able to recover the sovereignty and territorial integrity of this brotherly country, Abdoulaye Diop said upon arrival. Together, we will make a statement to regional organizations so that we can hear more audibly the claims and requests of our people through our governments and our leaders. Now, said Mrs. Morisanda Kiyate. Now, 2 days ago, the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov visited Mali, promising his help to the Saharan region and even to the countries bordering the Gulf of Guinea. Now, West Africa has experienced since 2020 a series of coups in Mali, Guinea, and Burkina Faso, and the instability of the Sahel plagued the jihadist violence, despite the deployment of international forces, had made the bed of Russian presence. After Mali, Burkina Faso, also targeted by jihadist violence, demanded the departure of French forces from its territory without considering breaking diplomatic relations with France, the former colonial power in the region. Now, the new regime that emerged from the September 30, 2022 coup, perpetrated by Captain Ibrahim Traore, the second in 8 months, expressed their desire to diversify their partnerships. In a quote, he said, we really want to look at other horizons because we want win-win partnership. Traore said last week, adding, if we can't afford to buy military equipment in one country, we will go to the other country to buy it. Now, Western countries have accused Mali of hosting mercenaries from the Russian group Wagner, which Bamako denies acknowledging the sole presence of Russian instructor. The Burkina's Captain Traore also denied the presence of Wagner mercenaries in Burkina, saying that our Wagner are the VDP, Volunteers for the Defense of the Fatherland, the civilian auxiliaries of the army. Well, somebody will say, well, they overthrew maybe a civilian government. And as I did say earlier on during my my apologies. As I did say earlier on during my submission, I did make a statement that it doesn't matter, or my introduction, I think that it doesn't matter whether it's a military or whether it is a democratic or whatever it is. So far as the interests of the citizens is priority or is paramount, I think good enough. Because this is sitting back and analyzing and looking at everything that has gone on the African continent, especially taking a typical study of what is happening in the sub-region, that is a sub-Saharan sub-region, talking about the West African sub-region. You look at the fact that we went to democracy, and we see how people have actually milked their citizens because of democracy. And they tell you everything, go to the court, and you have control over the courts, and therefore whatever you do, you will not get justice for it. And the way funds of the states have been plundered. So if it is military or civilian or angelic or demonic rule, and the people are being taken care of, I think that, I agree with them. Because the interests, the sole interests of citizens should be paramount if anybody wants to become a leader of a country. The day before yesterday, there was and there was an interview on one of the news networks, I think ITV, in the morning, and the money man on ITV, we have our own money man, Mr. Dan Tabiri, but the money man on ITV did make a statement, and he said he was posed the question as whether, because he has got lots of ideas on how, when it comes to finance of the states, how financial management, and he said that they were asking, why don't you become the Chancellor of the Exchequer? And he said, the first thing that I would do if I become the Chancellor of the Exchequer, they asked him, what? He said, I will resign. And I think that most of our leaders have to resign. Hold their heads in shame because of the way they came telling all stories and promising heaven and earth, and people just going and trooping in to go vote for them, and at the end of the day they have disappointed them woefully. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on to some other stories. So I think that with this Burkina Bay, the Guineans and the Malians forming this, if they are serving the interests of their people, why not? Let's get it done. It's all Starr Radio UK. And then moving on to some other stories. UN says threat from Islamic State extremists remains high. Where? Now the story says the threat posed by Islamic State extremists remains high and has increased in and around conflict zones. The group expansion is particularly worrying in Africa Center, South, and the Sahel regions, the UN counter-terrorism chief has said on Thursday. Now, Under-Secretary General Vladimir Voronkov told the UN Security Council that the group, also known by its Arabic acronym Daesh continues to use the internet, social media, video games, and gaming platforms to extend the reach of its propaganda to radicalize and recruit new supporters. Now, Daesh use of new and emerging technology also remains a key concern, he said, pointing to its continuing use of drones for surveillance and reconnaissance, as well as virtual assets to raise money. Now, Veranikov said the high level of threat posed by the Islamic State and its affiliates, including their sustained expansion in parts of Africa, underscores the need for multifaceted approaches to respond, not just focus on security, but on preventative measures, including preventing conflicts. Now, what do you think is happening there? We talk about the fact that I think during the yesterday's show, myself and Olayomi as well were discussing, talking about the northern part of Nigeria, where he was talking about the predominance of illiteracy there, and was talking about the fact that people don't even the banks are not lots. No, we don't have lots of banks there. People still have that same old mentality where they put money maybe in some sacks, put them under their beds, or dig some ground, some hole, and put money in there, do all that sort of thing. And then you ask yourself the question: how are these people able to penetrate into their system, maybe their phones, and be sending them all this? So when I say that if our leaders are not actually there to serve our interests, then they have to be shown the door, then that's what I really mean. Because with what is going on, somebody is completed university, come out of university, it's not got a job to go to. I mean, he's just struggling, and they want to just leave the country. They have their means to leave the country. They either have to go through the desert, and which is ending up in lots of lives, and then everything. So you ask yourself the question: if that person meets someone like this and promises them that, we're going to be giving you so much, why would the person not fall prey to them? But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time. Now, my apologies. Okay. Yes, bringing, okay, I had some notification coming in, and let me say good morning to Mr. Tabiri as well. Don't you worry, he says that next week, God willing, it's going to be coming your way, so we'll be finishing the program or ending the program in the next 20 minutes, and next week is going to come your way on the show and be telling you new things because he's researching on them. All right then, so now let's move on quickly to some other stories making the rounds on the African front. Okay, hopping on straight to Ghana as well. Now, yesterday we did talk about the fact that the day before yesterday, the Attorney General decided to pen a letter to the Auditor General saying that why did you publish a report of the auditing that you did pertaining to government's expenditure on the COVID-19 funds? But well, the NEC, that is the biggest opposition party in Ghana, has also now penned a letter to the Attorney General saying that he should withdraw that unconstitutional letter that he sent or penned to the Auditor General. Now the story says the National Democratic Congress has admonished the Attorney General Godfrey Dame to my apologies, if you see I'm going to say Dame. Now Dame to withdraw the letter delivered to the Auditor General over the release of audit reports on COVID-19 expenditure. Now, this comes on the back of the Attorney General accusing the Auditor General of breaching the Constitution by releasing the audit reports into the public domain. Now, the people who spent and did not keep good record of it or cannot give good account on it, they didn't breach any Constitution. So you see what I'm talking about when it comes to whether it be democratic or what military or whatever name that you want to give to a government, a form of government that is going on in a practice in a particular country. And I said that the paramount thing is serving the people, the citizens. That is what's important. The Attorney General Godfrey Dame, in a letter to the Auditor General, Mr. Johnson Ekweamu-Asiedu, quoting Article 187, subsection 5, indicated that the report should have been released to Parliament before getting to the public. And Mr. Dami added that Article 187, subsection 6 of the Constitution has said that the Parliament should debate on the report and, where necessary, set a committee to deal with any matters arising from that. Were they trying to shield the whole thing so that the public doesn't know exactly what government is doing? And isn't that something that will actually dent the image, already dented image, of the ruling party? Is that what is going on? Now, commenting on the development of the National Communication Officer for the NDC, Sami Jamfi, reminded the Auditor General in a statement dated February 10, 2023, that his fidelity is to the laws of this country and not to him. The Attorney General, in the said letter, among other concerns, took umbrage to the publication of the said audit report, which he describes as premature because, in his view, same has not been debated by Parliament and considered by the appropriate committee of Parliament. The NDC condemns in no uncertain terms these ungodly interferences and intrusion into the mandate of the Auditor General by someone who ought to know better. He continued, we need to remind the Attorney General that Article 187, subsection 7, sub A of the 1992 Constitution guarantees the independence of the Auditor General. It explicitly provides that the Auditor General, in the performance of his duty, is not subject to the direction or control of any person or authority. So, they've penned that letter. What will be the reaction? The National Democratic has become aware of a letter addressed to the Auditor General by the Attorney General Godfrey Ekweamu-Asiedu, in which he condemned the latter over his publication of the report on the Special Audit COVID-19 Expenditure. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right. Now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world, since we are already pressed with time. Okay, so now moving on to other parts of the world to look at some of the stories making the rounds there. Well, the rescue effort is going on. Now, more than 21,000 people are now known to have died after Monday's earthquake in South Turkey. And it said that South Turkey and northern Syria. Now, 6 UN lorries carrying aid have entered across the border from Turkey into Syria. The first international help people there have had. But aid workers in northern Syria are desperate for more aid. One doctor said there is not enough medical supplies for even 20% of the people who need it. Now, meanwhile, rescuers in Turkey and Syria are continuing their painstaking work, but hopes are fading for the many still trapped under the rebel. As we reported earlier, the head of the Syrian Civil Defense Group, the White Helmet, has claimed that the White Helmet, that to save people in Syria war zone, the official name in the Syrian Civil Defense, they began in early 2013 rescuing victims of government shelling and air raids. That the White Helmets operate only in rebel-held areas where no state emergency services operate. They say all their members have signed up to a non-partisan code of conduct. It's all coming your way from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me bring you one other story and then we take a quick break so I can have a sip of some water and then we go on from there. Interestingly, in the war, Russian war in Ukraine, Belgorod locals lived in fear but won't blame Putin. Now, the sounds of war are becoming routine at this market a few miles inside Russia's border with Ukraine. I hear explosions in the distance, but no one flinches. Just meters away, other stalls have been reduced to twisted metals. They were hit by a mortar a few days before. At the time, the market was shut, so no one was hurt. But many stores remains closed, and there is only a handful of customers. Sandbags are stocked up outside some of the buildings. In many parts of Russia, this feels like a virtual war, a conflict being played out on television, far from home. But in Russia's Belgorod region, war feels very real and very close. Riza Alexandrovna, who sells sweets here, has lost her sense of security. Now, no one is protecting us. Riza said, now when people go home at night, they don't know if they'll still be in one piece in the morning. And everyone I speak to at the market tells me that they live in fear of Ukrainian shelling, but they omit to mention that it was their country that invaded Ukraine. Well, they think that, it's the Ukrainians who will shell them, but they're not going to condemn what is going on. But one other person who seems to be condemning what is going on and have decided that, an award that was given to Putin must be taken away is the French president, Emmanuel Macron, who has said he is considering stripping Vladimir Putin of France's top honor. And my question is, what does he care? The Russian leader was presented with the Legion d'Honneur in 2006 by former French President Jacques Chirac. Now, the title is the highest French order of merit, both military and civil, and was established in 1802 by Napoleon Bonaparte. But Mr. Macron said he's waiting for the right moment to strip the Russian president of the title. He was speaking after awarding Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky the honor on Wednesday. Now, Mr. Macron said the question of Mr. Putin's medal was symbolic but important. Olayomi Mikulanko Ogabi says, good afternoon, Starr Radio UK, Archie, Frank, and Olayomi. And good afternoon to you, my Olayomi. I hope you are doing very, very well. It is Starr Radio UK. And I promise you one thing for sure. Monday, God willing, we'll have updates from Nigeria, from Turkey. Once again, after Nigeria one, yeah, we know for sure we're going to have it from Olayinka live from Turkey, so that we see what is happening there. Oluremi says good afternoon at Olakunle, Aziz, and John, as well as many of you on the platform. So let's take a quick break and I'll be with you. Stay tuned and we'll be running up the program pretty soon, bringing you the news that is happening here in the UK. Stay tuned.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I bring the time now to 12:23, so we've got about another 7 minutes to bring the program to a close. Now, here in the UK, what is happening? Well, UK not out of the woods yet as it avoids recession. Who is speaking? Hunt, the Chancellor of the Exchequer. Well, he thinks that maybe because of that he'll say that, you know what? Yes, reduce the taxes, do that. Well, the UK narrowly avoided falling into recession in 2022. New figures shows after the economy saw zero growth between October and December. This is despite a sharp 0.54 in economic output during December, partly due to strike action, the Office for National Statistics has said. Now, Chancellor Jeremy Hunt said the figures showed underlying resilience, but said we are not out of the woods yet. The Bank of England still expects the UK to enter recession this year, but it thinks it will be shorter and less severe than previously forecast. The Bank of England is the UK's, okay, now its view, the Bank of England's view is at a central role in managing the overall state of the economy. One of the ways it does is by changing interest rates. Recently, it has been raising rates in a bid to tackle the soaring costs of living. Mr. Hunt said, the government's position, Mr. Hunt said the government's, my apologies, just bear with me. The government position said that high inflation remains a problem and continues to cause pain for families up and down the country. Inflation, or the rate at which prices are rising, is slowing, but at 10.5%, remains close to a 40-year high. It is all Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Got another 5 minutes to bring the program to a close, but still here in the UK. Well, a by-election in West Lancashire has been won by the Labour Party. Ashley Dalton easily held a seat for Labour. How did she do so? Now, Labour has comfortably held West Lancashire in a by-election, increasing its vote share over the Conservatives. Now, Ashley Dalton was elected with 8,326 majority on a 10.5% swing from the Tories as turnout fell to 31%. Now, part-time charity worker Miss Dalton will replace Rosie Cooper, who stood down to take a senior NHS job after 17 years as West Lancashire's MP. It follows two recent comfortable by-election wins for Labour in seats it already held in North-West England. Labour had been widely expected to retain the West Lancashire seat, which they have held since 1992. The story says. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, a couple of others, and then we will sign up. Now, one scary thing that happens, it pertains to people nicking cars. Now, a string of cars have been stripped of parts in Birmingham city centre. Now, cars have been stripped of parts in a spate of separate thefts while parked in Birmingham city. Now, motorists came forward after one woman's car was targeted in Digbeth while she attended a concert. The story says 3 motorists said they had also been stripped by thieves last year or at the same car park. Now, Karaya White 28 from Birmingham, said the ordeal had brought on a panic attack when she found parts of a Citroen C1 were scavenged at New Canal Street car park in May 2022. You know what they did? They stripped the car off the bonnet. They took the bonnet off. Initially, I thought my car had been hit by someone in the car park. Now, Miss White said, who had parked there for 24 hours as she caught the train to London for her birthday. Now, I literally just broke down. I just went into a state of shock, she said, as Miss White brought a civil court case for negligence against the owners of the car park. Now, Good Value Parking Limited, but ended up dropping it, she said, due to a lack of evidence. She said CCTV cameras pointing towards a parked car had not been working. Gosh. Well, does that mean that when you're going to park your car, you need to check whether the CCTV cameras there are working? She had chosen this particular car park because there were signs claiming it was patrolled. Now, Good Value Parking Limited, which is managed by a Gallant Group, had been approached by some news network but has yet to respond. A lot of people have said, just a car, but I really on my car a lot. I rely on my car a lot, Miss White said. Now, because she's asthmatic, Miss White said she needed her car for doctor's appointment and get to work. She said she was relying on taxis to do her shopping, which was costing her £12 per trip. Now, if she lived in London, I think she's going to pay another £12 if she's using a diesel engine, right? I was in the process of trying to buy a house, but it's because my car had been stolen and was right off. I was in the position between choosing my car or buying a house. My goodness. Birmingham? Yeah. Well. So this is why I bring the program to a close for today. But let me bring you the song that I played before after Ms. Olayomi's update, the update from Nigeria. Let me bring you that again. And I want you to listen to it and I want you to enjoy it as it is. Because I believe one thing for sure, that change is certainly gonna come. Enjoy it. And I see you all on Monday. On Sunday, when we bring you church service and faith talk and all the other programs over the weekend. On that note, have a lovely weekend and we'll see you all on Monday. Bye-bye for now.
Like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause the sky, it's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh yes, it will. Moving and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know change
in your car, at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
Yes, it will.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
My brother, and I said, brother, help me please. but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long